So why source deals from estate agents? Well, obviously, they've got all the properties. They've got a huge market share. Rightmove, which is the largest property portal, claims that they have 90% of all the houses in the United Kingdom somewhere on their website. And that's a Rightmove figure, it's not my figure, we have to believe them. But even if we're a little bit sceptical, they've got a huge amount of deals on their portal. Another reason I enjoy working with estate agents is that they are professionals. And if I go into an estate agent's office, they talk to me professional to professional. And there's a certain understanding that you get by being a property person, by being in a position where you've completed deals and you can do deals. And there's a mutual respect that you get one-to-one in an estate agent's office. Now you might say to me, I've been in an estate agent's office. They're not very professional. And of course, not all of them are. Again, government figures at the moment tell us that over 560,000 people are employed in estate agents' offices. Now we can't expect all of them to be hard-bitten, experienced property professionals. But if you go in with the intent of doing a deal and you prove you can do that deal, then you will find the person in any particular office who is a professional, and he or she will want to speak with you. They just want business done. Their key driver is to get deals over the line so that they can meet their targets. They have targets. Every estate agent's office that you go into will have targets. There will be somewhere in that office a whiteboard which will show all the deals sold that month and who in the office has sold the deals and who in the office hasn't sold the deals. And if they're a bit more corporate and they've got several offices, then there'll be a league table of where that particular office sits in the league table. And there are two ways this could pan out, and they're both to your advantage. Because if you go into an office where they're not achieving their targets, but they know that you're in a position to complete on 2 or 3 deals, they'll fall over themselves to make sure you get the best deals, because they want to achieve their targets. But at the other end of the scale, you're going to find offices that are really switched on, that are really professional, that are way ahead. They're the number 1 office in the group and they love it. And the things about those offices are that the people that work there are really, really driven. And when you come in and you can place 2 or 3 deals and they know that, again, you get absolutely focused attention, because they want to kick the offices way into the dirt behind them and they want to be so far out in front. So it's a win-win for you, whether it's a poor performing office or a good performing office. And they will find you your deals. Now I know if you're a newcomer, that sounds a bit weird and you haven't quite got to that place yet. But if they know that you've got serious intent and there is substance behind you, they will bring the deals to you, and I'll give you a few examples as we move forward. If you build that relationship, they can call you before they bring properties to the market. And we have an example where just this week we secured a deal, and those were the circumstances. About 10 days ago, one of our favourite estate agents called us up and he said, David, I've had this in, I'm not quite sure what to do with it, I've done nothing with it yet. It's a doctor's surgery. I think it will fit your model. I think it's going to be an 8-room HMO. I haven't got it on the market, I've done nothing with it. Would you like to go and have a look? Sure, we'll have a look, absolutely. And we've had an offer accepted now at £110,000, and we've got an investor who wants that 8-bed HMO. So that's a win-win for everybody. It really, really works. Another reason why I really enjoy working with estate agents is because they know why sales don't go through, for instance. I think, again, government figures are that 1 in 3 sales that are agreed don't actually go through to completion. So there's a constant flow of sales that are dropping off in any estate agent's office. And when they've dropped off once and when they've dropped off twice, then maybe the vendor's situation is getting a little bit more stressful. And when an estate agent calls you and said, I've had this deal drop off, would you like to have a look at it? They will share what the issues are. And there are several issues that you need to be aware of and that we will talk about in some detail as I explain our REV system. And you can do this too. You can get these phone calls as well. Another reason for why you should deal with estate agents is generally they know the vendor's situation. And if you have a relationship with the estate agent as well, they are doing the vendor a service if they come to you and say, you ought to have a look at this because in some way the vendor is motivated, in some way there's a stress in the vendor's situation. And I know you can help, David, and you ought to come and have a look at that. And that's not undermining the vendor at all. That's giving the vendor certainty of putting a sale in place, which is what the vendor needs to get on with the rest of their life. And they will take your offer to the vendor if you make an offer, because they know that you're serious. I recently viewed a house. It had been on the market with an estate agent at 89,950 in our area. That was a bit toppish, to be honest. It wasn't my thing. But then we noticed a reduction to 85. And it's still a bit dear, but we went to view. And it gave me the opportunity of speaking with the vendor because no one from the estate agent could meet me for the viewing. And that's great. I love it when that happens because I can talk to the vendor. The vendor did the viewing. And he shared with me how upset he was, and the issues in his personal life, and what it was all about. And it was an emotional breakup, and his heart had been smashed into 1,000 pieces. And I sat and listened with all due sympathy. And what he needed to do was get away. He wanted to sell the house. It just reminded him of her wherever he went. And he wanted to go live with his brother 300 miles away. And that's cool. And I said to him, what do you need to start your new life? How much money do you need to get away from this terrible place that you're in and start a new life near to your brother? And he told me 74 grand. So we went back to the estate agent and I sat in front of young Cameron, who sits in the front desk as you walk in, and we've done a few deals with Cameron and he knows me, and I sat in front of Cameron and I said to him, I'd like to make an offer, Cameron, 71,000. And he kind of looked at me with his head on the tilt, and he took his glasses off. And I genuinely think anyone else, a normal purchaser coming in, he would have told them not to be silly, because it was an 89 grand house and it's reduced to 85 already. And I said to him, Cameron, go with me on this. We're not far off. And I was right. And we did a deal at £73,000 for that house. But Cameron would only take that offer to the vendor because he knew I could heal the vendor's pain by acting quickly and getting him where he needed to be. So why estate agents? They will find you deals. If they find you the deals and you've got somewhere to take the deals, they will earn you your fees, and it costs absolutely nothing. You use none of your own money dealing with estate agents.